everybody. Welcome to Be a Rebel Week. I'm Kate Brennan. I'm on the volleyball team. I'm a sophomore from New York, and I'm here with a few members of SAAC. Sam?
It's Sam here. I'm from China, and it's my senior year. I'm in women's tennis team.
I'm Kyle. I play football here at UNLV. I'm a sophomore, and I'm a major in mechanical engineering.
Hi, I'm Chad Magyar. I play football here. I'm a sophomore, and I major in business management.
Awesome. So we're here to talk to you guys a little bit about one of our core values at UNLV, accountability. So I have a few questions to ask you guys. So first, Kyle, what does accountability mean to you and your football team?
I would say accountability for me, it's something that it's bigger than just sports. I mean, we're all accountable in one way or another, whether it's schoolwork. I mean, we're student athletes, and student is first in that. So we're all taking classes right now, and just because we're in quarantine doesn't mean that those stop. So we got to hold ourselves accountable and get schoolwork done. I mean, with workouts too, just because we're not in a weight room or all together, there's going to be a point where we're going to play again. So we just got to hold ourselves accountable and trust that our teammates are doing the same, so that when we come back together and the ball gets put down, that we can all do our job. And it's just accountability is you just got to do it when no one else is watching you. Kind of goes along with integrity, which is another core value. So it's just doing the right thing when no one's looking, and just got to get it done. So.
Yeah. Chad, you're also on the football team. Do you think it's hard to hold each other accountable just because everyone's so spread out and there's so many people, or do you think that you have a great base? I know you guys have a new coach, so what do you think about that?
Well, honestly, the way our coach has responded to it, our entire coaching staff, they've actually kind of seen it as a positive, just a way to connect us all, as in, like, although we're all spread out and we don't see each other, we still talk to each other every single day. Like Kyle was saying, we still do Pilates, we still do yoga with each other, we still have team meetings and position meetings. So even though we're all spread out, we still see each other, and we talk to each other more than ever now. So I personally see it as a positive.
And Sam, I know you guys are kind of spread out all over the country, honestly, all over the world. Women's tennis, you have girls from literally everywhere in London and the United States and China. So how are you guys kind of like staying together and holding each other accountable?
Yeah, we have Zoom calls every week, and that's a team thing. And we text each other and try to, like, we make sure each other, like, between good friends, good teammates, we text each other, make sure everybody's okay. And yeah, we're all around the world. We have girls who's already back in China, back in Japan, Taiwan. And so we try to make sure that we all stay in shape and we are accountable for each other when we're back on our court. And also school-wise, we make sure that we still have good GPAs.
Yeah, same thing kind of goes with us. I mean, we're kind of more centralized than I think the rest of you guys, but our team kind of has like really strong core values that we've been working on since our new coaches, Dawn, Mel, and Ariel came in when I was a freshman, so 2 years ago. And every day we talk about these values, and accountability is something that we're really focusing on now. And before we left for spring break, so before this whole thing happened, something that we were talking about is feedback, which is a big part of accountability, and how to accept feedback and give feedback so that we all know that we're pushing each other as a team to get better rather than, to hurt each other or whatnot. So that's kind of what it means for our volleyball team. So Sam, I know you were talking about earlier that you're taking some really hard classes because you're a finance major, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so how do you hold yourself accountable for both tennis and school? So what are like a few things that you do?
Yeah, so as I said, like for sport-wise, we try to stay in shape, not like when coach is not there and we're all on ourselves, and it's very hard. The other day I tried to find a tennis court to play some tennis. I couldn't because everything's done. And normally we have some courts in parks, somewhere like spread out in Vegas, but they all like either locked or they put the net down, so there's no way that I can play. So like I guess I think all my teammates, they're trying to do their best to keep in shape, to keep their skills improving. We can hit with walls, and we try to be accountable for each other, just be keeping in shape and make sure that we're good. We still good at what we do when we're back on the court. And school-wise, it is very hard because I'm in grad school and we have a lot of group projects instead of like a just single individual assignments. So it is very hard to keep your classmates accountable and also keep yourself accountable for them, because this happened really suddenly, and all we have each other contact info, we have email, we have, maybe we're using Google Doc, but I'm really lucky I have good classmates, so we are actually doing okay. But it just I have to do my part, they have to do their part, and we try to keep on track with each other, so we submit our assignment on time. But it's hard. It is hard.
Yeah, for sure. Chad, do you want to kind of talk about being at home?
Yeah, so I chose to come home just because all my family's here, and I usually don't get to see my parents that often, only when they come out for games. So yeah, I get to see my dad and my mom every morning, as well as my brother Craig. So it's just a good time being home and being able to spend time with them, where as if I wasn't home, I wouldn't be able to see them. Or it's good just because when I'm out in college, you know, you kind of have to be independent, which is a good thing, but sometimes it's just good to go back and relax with your family and remember the good times and everything. So
yeah, I feel that. I'm definitely ready to go home. One of the reasons why I chose to stay out here, one, the weather is so much better. I kind of mentioned that earlier, but two, I knew that it would be really hard for me to complete my workouts and stay on track with volleyball, because we do have a season like you guys in football coming up, and just stay on my fitness. And I know it's really hard for me, especially in the cold, to go outside and work out and do running. And it's definitely a lot easier to go outside when it's nice. And also, in Vegas, when I was staying there, I sat at my computer all day for like a week straight, because I had like 2 essays and a test and like a million things to do. But like for some reason, being alone for me just kind of helps with that. But I'm definitely, something that I've learned during this is that I'm ready I can still hold myself accountable around a family and at home. So it's good to kind of have that balance and figure that out for yourself. So the other part of that is holding your teammates accountable. And Sam, you mentioned Zoom calls. We also do that for volleyball every morning at 8 a.m. We're Zoom calling. We do our regular mindset training that we do during season and off season. And then we also Zoom our workouts together. And so I think that helps a lot, because all of us expect each other to, you know, be up and ready to go. So the issue comes with, what if your teammates maybe aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing, or maybe need a little bit extra motivation? Like, how do you, Chad, you can go first this time. How do you hold your teammates accountable, but in a positive way?
The best way possible that I hold my teammates accountable, in my eyes, is lead by example. So I'll always, our coaches started doing something where instead of just having the coaches be accountable for all your players, they're having your teammates be accountable for you. So we're starting group chats where all your teammates are checking in with each other and making sure you're getting everything done. And I'm basically just doing my part by doing everything the coaches ask, doing it on time. And I'm asking all my teammates if they're doing it as well, and trying to get them, you know, in the spirits if they're not, which most of them are. But yeah, I just lead by example and try to do the best I can, and hopefully people follow. Something
that actually I stole from the women's soccer team. Josie on the soccer team ended up mentioning that they had like accountability partners. And so I took that back to my team, and I was like, okay, well, how can we fit this into the volleyball team? And some of our personal core values are like positivity, integrity, kind of the same. They align with the schools. And instead of having like accountability partners as the label, it's kind of like just our like encouragement, our like positive partners. So instead of knocking each other down, I guess, so to say, like making each other feel bad, but just kind of encouraging before the fact, is how we work best. So that's a good way. I think it's working really well because we're also staying in contact outside of volleyball, building our relationships so that when we come back on the court, we'll be super strong. We just asked, how do you hold your teammates accountable? And Chad mentioned leading by example. I know my boyfriend is on the football team, and I see his stuff sometimes, and every time, I swear, some group discussion on like Train Heroic, our app, or Teamworks or whatever, I see Kyle's name with a comment underneath every single time. First person, like ready to go, always hyping up every tweet, like all that kind of stuff. So
that's accountability too.
yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. So Kyle, do you have anything to add about that? Or
back to that, it's just I mean, football itself, it's like a sport that kind of just depends on a lot of energy, and it's, if you're not motivated to do it, you're just not going to get it done. So like for me, as a team, we have mindset meetings, and we talk about self-talk and motivating yourself. So just some of our workouts are pretty tough. So I mean, at one point, it's just you got to motivate yourself first to get through it. But then at the same time, you got a team with a bunch of other guys, and at the field there's 11 guys playing at the same time, trying to get the same thing done. So you're just trying to pull everybody along with you. So just for us and our Train Heroic, we get done with the workout, and if you have an opportunity to share a comment, just to remind people that you're all in and that you're doing your part, staying accountable, and it helps pump other people up too. So I mean, it's a way for us to stay connected, even though we're not seeing each other. And when you see people leave comments that they got the workout in, then you know that they're doing their thing. So
yeah, no, I actually love that. And something to add about that is like, not only like I see that from the volleyball team, and I see that Kyle's doing his job on football, and it kind of like connects all of us as like athletics rather than just the football team, because I'm like, wow, like Kyle's going through the same thing I'm going through, and that I know Chad's going, I know Sam's going through the same thing. And it's like, well, if my friends Chad and Kyle are working their butts off, I'm gonna work my butt off harder, that sort of thing. You too, Sam. But yeah, no, I think that's really awesome. And I think you guys do a good job of that from what I saw. So Sam, do you have any tips to make accountability easier on yourself? So like, are you too hard on yourself, or just ways that you can set yourself up to succeed rather than kind of like guilt yourself, I guess, in a way?
Based on this special situation, I think because I was a little not adjusting about like with my school, and like suddenly tennis is off, and so I try to keep the same routine. Like normally I wake up at 7 every day for training, and even I'm not really going to the tennis court, I'm still waking up at 7. So I keep myself accountability, like for myself, that I keep a normal day, instead of like, oh, I don't have practice, so I will wake up whatever and I'll just get my thing done. But I will never get my thing done if I don't just follow the regular schedule. And so I find if I follow my regular schedule, as everything's normal, as I still have a training, I still have to go to the court, I still have to go to class, everything become easier, instead of like just thinking, oh, I will just get it done. But no, I would like to actually follow what I normally do, and makes it easier. Yeah,
I think that's great. Accountability, last words on it.
Yeah, I just want to say, like, in this time, just keep doing what you're doing, stay positive, and have a set schedule, and just be positive about the whole situation, and get everything you can done. So, yeah.
Kyle, you want to take it next?
Sure. Just kind of like what Chad said. It's a tough time for everybody, but you got to stay positive. And we're going to come back at the end of this and be better people from it. Our lives are going to change for the better. And just like, again, what Chad said, have a set schedule, write it down, visualize it the night before you go to bed. Just wake up and be ready to get after it, because, I mean, if you don't wake up willing to get it, then the opportunity is going to pass and you don't get that back. So,
Sam? Any last words?
I think stay healthy and try to stay active.
Yeah, that's great. I think accountability is something that kind of sets teams apart. A team that can hold themselves accountable and hold each other accountable in a positive way is the team that'll come out better, especially from this. So keep doing it, I guess. Good job, you guys. So
Thank you.
bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.